Welcome back, everyone. I'm so excited that you're with us on 33 Founders today because I'm here with Sarah Chips and Brooke Moreland, the founder of Jewelbots, a bracelet that teaches girls to code. Thank you guys so much for being with me today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Sarah, I want to introduce Jewelbots with a quote that you had in one of your blogs, actually. You said, the opposite of science isn't girl. The opposite of build isn't girl. The opposite of make isn't girl. We shouldn't try to shoehorn girls into our own concepts of what the childhood of a scientist looks like. I think that's a great intro into Jewelbots because it doesn't require a young girl sitting at a computer coding all day. It's immersing her in her normal social environment and empowering her with a bracelet to enter the world of programming. Can you guys introduce us to your work and why it struck such a chord with everyone?
Yeah, so I think that it really struck a lot of the stuff that we expose girls to maybe aren't super technical, and we kind of, as a society, I think, affiliate things that are technical with things that are masculine. And so I think having a different slant on something that's purposefully, more feminine, I think that definitely struck a chord with people.
And the way that Jewelbots works is it's a small bracelet and it starts out with very simple alerts they can send with their friends. But can you guys talk about what you can do once they really get immersed and work with the open platform?
Yeah, so they can code the Jewelbots to do whatever they want. Anything you can do with a Bluetooth enabled device. So it could tell them if it's going to rain. It could tell them, if they get a new Instagram follower or if their parents are on their way to pick them up. Anything they can imagine.
And we're going to have a lot of examples of these things on our site so girls can kind of see what's possible and also share things they've built with other girls, because that's how people get inspired about stuff. They share with their friends, they see what their friends are doing, they copy, they tweak a little bit. So we really want to develop this community as well.
That's something that really stood out to me because as a result of being open source, girls can recognize that there's a lot of other kids who are interested in the same things that they are and they can collaborate. What are some of the responses you've received so far of the girls you've been prototyping with?
The girls are really stoked and they're creative. Like they come up with examples kind of instantly about how they want to use it with their friends, and it just makes sense to them. They're like, oh, we can make it get brighter as we get closer together, and then it beeps and goes crazy, like a metal detector. I'm like, yes, that could happen too. Like they just instantly come up with these ideas. They're kids that age are super creative, and like Sarah said, fearless. It's just really cool to see.
Yeah, it's really neat. I know it's like an old person thing to say, but like kids today are so into technology.
But they are, and they get it on a level that's it's just intuitive to them. Like they really have grown up with it, and it's easy and it makes sense to them.
And you guys learned that one of the biggest things they were interested in was that messaging component.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the messaging and really, kind of matching with their friends. Like we're a group, we're all gonna have purple bracelets. That kind of like those bonds are really important to girls that age. The connection with their friends is kind of paramount to them. So we really wanted to not force them into new behavior, but really try to enhance the behaviors that we're already observing.
So as of 4 minutes ago, and I should probably check again because you guys blew past your Kickstarter campaign in the first 24 hours, but you guys set a goal of $30,000, and as of now, you're at $134,000. Let's go back first to the first day. What did it feel like when you hit the goal?
Yeah, so I thought we were going to hit the goal at some point. I mean, I really did, but I did not think we were going to hit it in 19 hours. So that was just awesome.
Yeah, and then doubling it so quickly. It was so crazy.
Yeah, it was just we were like, it's thrilling. It's like we hoped this would happen. We hoped it would resonate with people. We hoped our message made sense, and we really were, it was validating. We found out it did make sense, and people were into it just as we hoped. So it was heartwarming.
Did you think that the message would resonate with Bill Nye? And Bill Nye would send out a video saying that you should support Jewelbots?
In our wildest
dreams. It's funny, we kind of joked about it. So the Kickstarter had a featured in New York page, and it was Bill Nye, and we were next to him. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Do you think Bill Nye will support Jewelbots? We're like, ha ha ha.
We're basically best friends.
Yeah, like we're basically just like Bill Nye. We're like total buddies. And it was like a joke. And then a couple days later, we get this video in our inbox of Bill Nye being like, Jewelbots is awesome. And so we were floored. Like that was just, that was out of left field. That was just amazing.
Yeah, and it wasn't a tweet. I mean, it's a video. Like, he took the time to make a video.
Oh yeah. It was like edited. It's like there's like a chyron on it. Like it's a real video. It's great. So cool.
Despite all of your success now, I actually want to go back to September 2014 when you guys started really doing research and taking Jewelbots seriously as your next venture. What was the catalyst to bring this to life?
Well, we got into an accelerator called Highway 1 where we started last year. And they really enabled us, I think, through the people that they have on their team that have been doing this for a very long time to make this bring this into fruition. I think that we definitely couldn't have done it without them. They're super awesome.
And the days of prototyping were certainly challenging from the outside. With the Kickstarter, it seemed like it was so easy, but I even know that you guys had to make changes with the size of the bracelet because girls' hands are so small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're still going through this process. But yeah, I mean, it's hard because you want to have, maximum battery. You don't want a wearable that dies in the middle of the day, but you don't want one that's big, ugly, piece of material. So it's hard. It's hard finding the perfect balance between functionality and form and all the other price, everything. It's tough.
Yeah, you have to make a bunch of design decisions. It's hard.
How do you make those design decisions? Because if I have to make a tiny one, I'm not happy about it.
Agonize.
And, talk it through, talk to our users, see what's most important to them. I mean, it is difficult making those calls.
Mm-hmm.
When did you pull the trigger on something?
Oh, man.
We absolutely have to. Sadly. No, I mean, sometimes you just got to make a decision and just go for it, or else everything else is going to be delayed. So, yeah, probably the last possible second we have.
When it comes to Jewelbots, one of the things that intrigues me most is it's really in line with the movement of transitioning girls from just being consumers to being creators. And one of the ways you guys are bringing that to life is with Bring Your Daughter to Hack Day. Can you tell us more about that?
One thing that I think that we wanted to focus on is like the things that motivate them. Because no one at that age learns to code because they want to be an engineer. Like, no one. I mean, I'm sure there's some kid somewhere that's like, I'm so stoked about my career right now at 12. But it's hard. So we kind of like thought about things like we had that motivated them, and we had like face painters come and hang out with the girls, and we had a DIY table where girls could come and like add glitter to their projects and all kinds of fun neon paint and things like that. Just kind of stuff. I mean, honestly, it's stuff that we love doing now. So it was really neat, and just it was very different for a hackathon where you're kind of used to like pizza and like things that are less traditionally feminine, I think.
Yeah, and I think we really wanted something that the girls could they could code, but they could actually make something tactile to really make the connection between like I'm doing this and it's making this thing light up, and like to actually see that with their hands and like feel it. It really makes it like, oh, if I learn this, I could do cool stuff now. So you really want to see that pay off quickly, I think, to not get discouraged.
And one of the girls made, that I read about at least, a headlight for her camping trips. It had LED lights.
Yeah, it was a headlamp sewed onto a dress, so it was super cute.
Awesome.
But and functionality too. And she'd really been thoughtful about it and thought through like what's a use case that I'd want LEDs for in clothing, and she had like a really good one.
Yeah,
that girl's awesome.
One of the girls who was there shared that Bring Your Daughter to Hack Day served as an aha moment for her. And I think oftentimes we forget that kids have aha moments, and as a result of forgetting that, that's when, for example, you lose girls in the pipeline to stay in STEM. Can you talk about the role that you hope Jewelbots will play there?
To keep them in STEM?
Yeah, to keep them in STEM.
Yeah, I think the aha moment's a big one. I think the figuring out that technology or like creation of technology can be a way of achieving your goals, I think can take you really far.
One of my favorite quotes, I want to shift gears for a couple of seconds now and talk about both of your journeys because you've been in technology, you've been in fashion, you've made a very big effort to pioneer that movement that we were just talking about from consumer to creator. And the quote's from Liz Wiseman. She talks about rookie smarts. And she says, "My real value didn't come from having fresh ideas. It was having no ideas. When you know nothing, you're forced to create something." When was a time that the two of you had to create something and it's really changed how you viewed your work and your work ethic?
That's a good question.
Yeah, gosh. I mean, I think creating a company, this is both of our second times around, but we're still learning stuff every single day about how to make it and do it better. So I don't think that's something you ever get perfect at. I mean, maybe some people do. But yeah, and creating a company culture and even small things like unemployment tax. And there's just so many things that go into it that you're always kind of learning. And I think if any of us knew how hard it was to do a company before starting, you would never do it. And so it's kind of good that you don't know how hard it is. But yeah, I definitely think that is something. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
What's the highlight?
The highlight, okay, absolutely. The highlight has been like both at the hackathon and just talking to girls when you kind of seeing them, like their faces light up when they realize like they can do something or that something is possible and then like all the possibilities, and just seeing the pure joy from them is awesome. You get to really live through them and experience it yourself, and you know what I mean? It's just to create a feeling of like, this is something awesome and we're facilitating something awesome. It feels good,
And you guys are hoping to ship by March 2016, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's the plan right now?
That's the plan. We think it's doable. So that's where we are.
When you discuss the reactions that the girls are having, I think one of the reasons, and we were just chatting about it before, is that you're really giving them an opportunity to learn about coding in an environment they're already in with the same activities that they're doing. They're talking with their friends, they're on Instagram, they can be notified when their dad's there to pick them up. You guys have been really adamant about not having being a girl and being in technology be mutually exclusive. Can you tell us about that, and that it's okay to go to work and be a CTO but also wear a dress?
Yeah.
I mean, I think for us it just comes natural. Like we didn't set out to do that because we are interested in technology. We generally like it, and we generally like being girly. So for us, it's not a forced thing. And I think for most women, it's true. Like you're multi-dimensional. You're not like one way. So I think it just kind of, it just makes sense to us. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I went through a phase, and I think a lot of the, I've talked to some other people who've done this. I went through a phase where I wore like a Mark Zuckerberg costume to conferences, like developer conferences. Like I literally bought jeans and a hoodie, like when I like literally didn't have one. Like, wear so people would know I was a developer. But then after a while, I was like, this is really stupid. I'm just gonna I never wear this in real life, and I should just accept who I am and the things that I appreciate, and hopefully the other people around me can do the same.
And I know one of the things that, Sarah, you cited Brooke for saying was that, I'm not sure exactly the context you guys were in, Brooke, you said, I'm personally offended that you think that something that's girly and something that's beautiful can't be technical.
Yeah, no, it really pisses me off actually when people say things like that. Because why is being technical masculine or gender neutral? I really hate that term too. Technology, we all use it. It's human. It's important to everyone. So why alienate half the population? It doesn't make any sense to me. And there's nothing dumb about being into feminine things. That's just what a lot of women like and are into. And there's nothing wrong with our choices and our hobbies. Like we shouldn't feel bad about that.
Sarah, you've been an active supporter of women in tech since you started coding at age 12, which is super impressive. I definitely wasn't coding at age 12. You're also the co-founder of Girl Develop It. Can you tell us about your work there and the impact you've made?
Yeah, Girl Develop was a really awesome experience, and it continues to be an amazing organization. Working with adult women is kind of what like led to the impetus of Jewelbots, of realizing, hearing from them that their whole they entered the workforce never thinking of engineering as like a role they could have pursued, and then they wish they would have known, like even thought about that as being something for them, which I thought was really interesting. And I mean, that was a rewarding experience on its own, of just seeing women, fearlessly attacking learning how to code.
And did you notice the similar trends when because you were also the co-founder of Flatiron School. Did you see that there as well?
I was the CTO of Flatiron School, not
Okay.
but not a co-founder. And yes, absolutely. And the classes at Flatiron are fairly gender balanced, and
That's great.
they were. There's been a lot of amazing women to come out of them. And yeah, a lot of them were in tech adjacent roles or in completely different careers when they were like, I really want to do this. One of my favorite students there was a professional fiddler.
No way.
Yeah, she's so awesome.
So I know that you guys are in the midst right now of finishing Kickstarter and then manufacturing and shipping, so it's going to be a busy fall for you. But if we're sitting here a couple of years from now, what's your ideal vision of what Jewelbots will be?
I mean, we really want to become a brand that's known for creating these products for girls.
And we want everyone to use them. We want them to be ubiquitous. We don't want it to be like, oh, this is an education tool. We just want it to be like the hot, cool toy that like every girl, and maybe that time boys, who knows, has, and is genuinely fun, and they actually get excited and changes their behavior.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be girls too. My best friend and I would love to have them.
Yes.
Be happy to alert each other when we're close by.
I will be using them constantly.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to wear 20 on each arm.
Be the ultimate brand ambassador and you're paying at Starbucks with 20 off. So I want to, for the last couple of minutes, shift gears and just focus on a few life questions. If each of you could take a walk with anyone in the world, who would you go with? What would you ask them? And where would you walk?
Oh, God.
So
Gosh, why? I don't know.
what a good question.
I'm always stumped.
We can start with where would you walk? It's an easy one.
I like the High Line. Is that cliche?
I'd probably walk in some city in South America because I've never been there. So if this is like a free trip, I'm going to take it there. Because, I like being in cities. They're stimulating. There's a lot going on. So it'll definitely be kind of in South America or something like that. Someplace I've never been.
I think right now I might take a walk with HRC. I really want to know.
Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry.
What her experience is like, and what her vision is, and wow. I just want to be wow. Shit is crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild.
I think we should get her wearing a Jewelbots when she's making her speeches.
Definitely.
And just really encourage her to work on the arm gestures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just with everything, command the room, physical gestures.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have any thought of your person?
No, I mean, I'm going to think of 10 more after this, but maybe on the same kind of train, I'd like to walk with Obama. Because I just heard him on the Mark Maron podcast, and he seems so chill and so cool that no, I want to be friends with Obama. So if you got Hillary, I can be friends with Obama, and then we can
we all walk together.
We're gonna walk together.
So if that's who you guys are walking with, I think I'm going to come. Well, let's do it in South America so we can explore a little bit.
Yes, I've been to that.
What's one of the most important things, whether it's personal or professional, that you guys have learned at this stage in your life that you can't imagine not knowing?
One thing I can't imagine not knowing is that things do get better. You know what I mean? Like when you're doing a startup and things like this, crappy stuff happens all the time and you're like, oh my God, everything's awful and the worst. And things always get better. Things always sort themselves out eventually. I mean, you have to do the sorting, unfortunately. But I think I have, like, being a little bit older now, I have a sense of perspective and I don't get too wound up about things. And I can't imagine going through life and not having that, or else I'd be in constant panic and depression.
I've tried it. It doesn't work out so well.
I feel like for me, it's probably just, and this is kind of like the focus of Girl Develop It too, is it's okay to ask questions and not be afraid that people will judge you. You know, like, and ask for guidance. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, I still struggle with that one. That's a good one, though.
That's a good one. Yeah, asking for guidance is a good one. Especially because once you do ask, the results are so huge and they're all for you. So it's like if you just take that and ask, we'd all be set.
Yeah.
When it comes to receiving that guidance, who are some of your personal mentors?
I think that right now we have an awesome team of investors that invested in us before we had a product, and therefore really believe in us. And so we've been able to reach out to them quite frequently. I have other mentors in the programming community that have been amazing, and I think I just mentioned them in the blog post, like Henselman, Rob Connery, and a whole bunch of other people that I've looked up to for years and who have made a significant effort to further my without, I don't.
Yeah, for me, it's my mom, definitely, 100%. Both, you know, personally wise and career wise. She's always like my sounding board. I respect her career, and yeah, she's my number one fan. Likes everything I put on Facebook. So,
so there you go. All right, last question. What is one question you guys have always wanted to be asked, personal, professional, athletic achievement from 3rd grade, that no one's ever asked you?
I know it immediately.
What
is
it?
it? Don't be embarrassed, because I know what mine is too, and mine is I've always wanted someone to ask me what my top 5 favorite foods are, because I can list them in order in like 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, like 2 seconds, so you don't have to be embarrassed.
I think mine is like, what is your go-to karaoke song? Like if like one karaoke song.
I love it. What is it?
Like, so it's Miss Fat Booty by Mos Def.
Oh yeah, I like that song.
I've spent a lot of time working on getting that down, and it's hard to find a karaoke place that like carries it.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, but I'm really glad I got to get that out.
That's a good one. Brooke, if you want, we can gang up on her and we can make her sing it now.
That's a hard song. That's like I'm really trying to picture you doing this, and I can't wait to hear it.
It's a good thing to do when things get stressful at work.
Definitely. I guess mine, and I do try to work this in conversation, although it never comes up. But when I was in college, I had a job as a magician's assistant. Like I was literally the girl who got cut in half. So like anytime I can kind of like work that in the conversation, I try to, but it never comes up. Yeah.
What was that like?
It was really fun. I mean, it kind of sucked because I had to go on the road and like to like go do shows. But the actual performing part was super fun, and like little kids would come ask for my autograph after, which was hilarious because like I like there was no name, I could sign anything, but it was fun. I felt like a little celebrity.
I think that's the best way to close our conversation, because I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be asking for your guys' autograph as you create this movement. Before we go, how can everyone support your Kickstarter campaign and stay up to date with you guys as you grow and start shipping next year?
Yeah, so go to our Kickstarter Jewelbots, Google it. And yeah, supporting our Kickstarter would be great because we send updates on there to all of our backers. Tell your friends. If you want to keep up to date on us going forward, if you go to our website, jewelbots.com, and sign up for our newsletter, we try to keep everyone up to date on the newsletter. We don't go too crazy, not too many updates, just good, important ones. And our Twitter, Facebook, and all those channels. We're always saying what we're up to. So, yeah.
Awesome. And you can always just check in with Bill and I too. Because Bill
And
and I's a
that's
fan.
nice to have.
I need to tell you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for being with me today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.